Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the NFL Bell. This is covering week 2, and joining me is my co-host, as always, Mr. Lou motherfucking Betya. Lou, speak to the people. How are you?
You'll see that sombreros in the background. That's for the UFC shows. UFC in this economy, noche. So
Noche
I
in the
gotta
NFL.
I gotta keep that live. You and I coming off a great week. I know we're just building a show, so if anybody's watching this for the first time and has knows me for UFC, Wiz is the same personality. So forget about him for a second. You guys see me doing UFC shit. I'm the goofy guy, and look, I'm still goofy, but in this show, I'm really more analytical than you probably are used to. Like, I've been betting NFL for more than 20 years. And the one thing that makes this show awesome is that Wiz is young and he's good at gambling, and his NFL experience is like a few years, and mine is 20 years. And we both approach it from very different ways. And when we both arrive at the same pick from like different angles, that makes me feel so fucking confident in a pick. I'm sure it makes Sorry, I'm mirroring here. I'm sure it makes Wiz feel good. And Wiz and I typically end up at the same picks, just come around a different direction. So if we're both locked in a pick, take us seriously. And we won a lot of money last week.
Hell yeah.
I got a little bit of, dude, I got a little bit unlucky with some injuries. Like the Dobbins injury killed me. The Aaron Jones injury killed me. Honestly, other than that though, my reads were right. Like the Cleveland under first half was but my worst bet last week was Pittsburgh. But at least the bet was over in 9 seconds. I'm done.
Yeah. First quarter.
But everything else crushed. So I'm really happy. And this is overreaction week 2. So there's some lines here that I think are wrong. I think the public is making some stupid decisions on, and we're here to help you guys with that. At least I think so.
Yeah, no, we crushed it week 1. And I mean, usually I remember last year we both swept the board on week 1. Not the same results this week, but
we didn't do the show week 1. Whatever week we started it. Oh, I thought you said last year.
Yeah, no, last year I'm pretty sure we did week 1, didn't we?
No, we did it we were midweek. We couldn't give the people all 17 weeks for free.
You're right.
The plebs.
Yeah,
couldn't give the plebs all of it.
Yeah, we couldn't. Just a tip. I personally ended at 4.36 units or 4.26, whatever it was. It was supposed to be a little bit more, but obviously I had the Aaron Rodgers over a touchdown and a half, and yeah, we all know what happened there. The man just deflated into existence. But yeah,
can we talk about this negating bets? By the way, what's your opinion on the books saying, "Oh, we're going to refund"? What's your opinion on
bullshit?
They shouldn't.
They shouldn't.
Okay,
no, because everything's actionable.
I agree.
Yeah, everything's actionable. It's like if you're making a bet on the books mispricing a line completely and they cash you out. You're all excited placing a big wager on this bet. Like for me, it was the most recent one that I did was on a money line in UFC. And I was like, this is completely mispriced. It was Bobby Green when he fought Tony Ferguson. I got him at minus 115. And I just put the max on it. And if the books really wanted to fuck around and be like, oh, that's a mispriced line. Sorry, we're going to cancel your bet. But they honored it. I you know what? Sure, I'll take it. But I just don't think it's fair to the books for them to cash people out. I guess it's a way of reeling customers back in. I don't know.
But I talked to Jeffrey Benson, the circuit guy, and I'm like, so did the people that won on the under Rodgers passing yard say, oh, I shouldn't have won this. Don't pay me.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's why there's overs and unders, man. Dude, how many times you and I are big basketball guys? How many times we bet a basketball prop and the motherfucker gets hurt a minute in? It's that's the risk of betting an over. Is that the risk of betting a prop? It's the risk of betting an under. Unless you are the legendary Omer Yurtseven
rebounds,
where motherfucker's gonna hit his rebound prop in 3 minutes, and it don't matter. He get hurt 5 minutes in, he'd be like, "Dude, I covered. I had 8 rebounds in 3 minutes. I don't give a
shit." Yeah, no, that's exactly the same concept. And at the end of the day, if you're betting overs and unders, you have to factor in that at least 5% is going to be a risk of injury. Same thing we do in MMA. That 5% is reserved for injury, and although in martial arts it's a lot less likely for an injury to happen mid-fight, in the NFL and in basketball and any other sport, it's a lot more likely for these players to get injured because it's a lot more, I want to say, more physical contact in a sense where people are trying to take you out. It's obvious.
Like John Martian, who I respect John Martian a lot, and he's like, well, should we get a refund if a dude gets knocked out in 8 seconds? Somebody's like,
Yeah.
somebody called like, you're an idiot. It's two different things. And he goes, you're wrong. And John, John's kind of a dick. Like, and he's like, you're wrong. He won't explain it. The guy's like, no, you're a fucking idiot. Like, you don't get it. And it's like, okay. But like, what people don't understand, like you said, if it's actionable, if there's an over and under, then they're paying. Like, the books had to pay. Like, Karen Rovell, he's like, oh, this is fucking horseshit. I'm like, okay, but dude, like, so here's the solution. Either you leave it as is, or you even say the game has to go fucking 6. Like, each team has to do one drive on offense. Like, you make it in a way where, like, all right, if each team has a drive on offense, that's it.
And even then, Aaron Rodgers would have.
No, what I'm saying is because Zach Wilson had to come in for a play.
Oh, that's true.
Like I'm saying is you make it where, like, this is when the bet is official, or it's official when it starts. It's that simple, dude. We had this problem with Nyheim Hines last year.
Oh yeah.
And I cried like a bitch because he was literally like the last leg of like a 9 leg thing, and they ended up negating it. I'm like, yes. But should they have negated it? No, dude. Like, it's dumb.
At the end of the day, it's a business, and these people have to make their money somehow.
Yeah, Vegas wasn't building the backs of us bitching and moaning.
Hey, everybody thought that the Bills were going to absolutely hammer the Jets after Aaron Rodgers went out, and look what happened. So it's not the variance game is going to be there week in and week out. People just have to adjust to it and stop bitching. That's the moral of the story.
Yeah, let's break down some football, ho.
Yeah, I think we should. First up, we have the Minnesota Vikings at the Philadelphia Eagles. The line right now is Philadelphia -7, opened at -7. The over-under set at 48.5 points at -110, opened at 48. And then the first half lines is Philly favored by 3.5 points.
I tightened it up. I tightened up the interface. You see that zone? I'm gonna start adding Lou facts.
Oh, I am all for it. First and foremost, thank you to Mr. Lou Betya for the graphics and for this presentation. Lou, kick us off.
Well, I posted my bet today. I have a very big position for an early game. So if you guys saw it on Twitter, I posted. All I needed was 1 like, and then I posted my bet. And Evan Zucker was there, like, just refreshing the screen. Wait. Yeah. So I have a same game parlay: Eagles halftime, Eagles money line, and the Kirk Cousins interception. The Kirk Cousins interception is -114. This dude's averaging over 1 turnover per primetime game in his career. And there's a lot. And like, look, this game script, I actually, my model has this game because, yes, I have a model. I have this game at Eagles 13. I didn't think this, by the way, this line is now 6.5. I did this morning. Like, I mean, the Eagles are better at literally every position except receiver. And I would take, and like, to say that Jefferson and Addison are like a million times better than Brown and Smith. No, it's competitive, but also you need somebody to throw him the fucking ball. And like, we're talking about Kirk Cousins in a primetime spot on the road, hostile environment. Yeah, I like the Addison prop a lot because Minnesota's gonna be airing it out. Like, they're gonna have to. Dude, I know Madison's like decent at running back, like, but they're just not gonna be in a position to really do it. Can we talk about how Baker Mayfield in the second half said, "I know what the Vikings are doing on defense"? If Baker fucking Mayfield knows what you're doing, what do you think Jalen Hurts is going to do to this stupid team? So I have a second big bet that I put in, and that is Eagles first half. I'm doing the Wiz special. It was -139 over 13.5 first half for the Eagles. It's come down to -129. So I threw in a little bit, but I'm waiting because I want to see if it'll come down more. Like, I'm waiting for it to come down more to add to my position. If it jumps back up over minus 130, I'm just going to lock in the bet. But home opener, look, man, I'm not an Eagles fan, but I fucking live in Philly. I know the fucking. Did you ever watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Wiz?
No, that's next on my list, actually. I just finished Ted Lasso, so it's right in time.
So Captain Holt is awesome, and he's very dry. And he told the main guy, he goes, "Did you bring an umbrella for this? Because there's a shitstorm waiting for you." There is a fucking shitstorm waiting for Minnesota in this game, and the Eagles are going to roll them. I'm going to say 35-10 to final, and I'm going to make one more weird prediction here. After this game, after the Vikings get killed, do not be surprised if you start hearing that the Vikings are dangling Cousins to the Jets. Because right now the Jets are trying to get Rivers out of retirement. Do not be surprised if the Vikings are like, we'll pay half his salary and you can have him. And the Jets offer like crazy shit. Dude, they're good. I'm telling you right now.
Prison love story. We love that.
Like, well, that's my favorite. And like, maybe look at like, if you have individual props with like, what do you think about like Jalen Carter sack? Like all these kind of like sack props.
Jalen Carter is.
Can you make a case for the? I'm going to pass it to you. Can you make a case for the Vikings, or is this just like an absolute fucking smash spot?
No, I think this is an absolute smash spot, and you stole the thoughts out of my head here for the first half team total over. Just reading it up from my notes. If Baker Mayfield is passing all over your defense, then I'm sorry. The Eagles are going to just steamroll you, especially in the first half where the Eagles are known to be best. Sure, I don't probably want to bank on them to cover late, even though I think they are going to cover by like a million. But the Eagles historically in the second half do not perform well, and I'm just going to avoid it. So first half is what I'm targeting here.
It won't matter. It won't matter.
It shouldn't matter. And
that's where the pick six. That's where the pick six happens.
That's where the pick six can happen. That's where the interception comes in. So for me, the two bets that I'm targeting for tomorrow night is going to be the Eagles' first half team total for that sole reason the defense just still not being able to cover receivers as good as they should, and they downgraded in their cornerbacks. Plus, A.J. Brown over on the yards.
69.5, I believe.
Okay, I was about to pull it up right now.
Wiz, do you have first half yardage stats for these guys or no?
No, like, I don't have first half.
Like, can your book let you bet that?
No.
I feel like you've done that for rushing yards, or is that like just college?
No, I think that was just college.
Okay.
I have 75.5. This is on Bet Online for AJ Brown. Yeah. I still like it though.
What's his longest receiving prop? Do they have that? Longest reception?
Bet Online. I remember last week I checked, they didn't have it, and no, they don't have it right now.
I think if it's less than 20, like that's the play.
Oh no, AJ Brown is usually 25.5, 26.5.
I mean, I could see him going like 2 for 90 and like a touchdown. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, he's gonna have a big game regardless. He's
gonna have a moment. Like he's gonna have a big moment.
The way I describe the Vikings is Tennessee Titans senior, because they can't cover the pass. They are the Tennessee Titans senior, and this game just reeks of a Jalen Hurts legacy passing game. Devontae Smith is going to eat. AJ Brown is going to eat. And big and Kenneth Gainwell is out tomorrow, which means they quote unquote should incorporate DeAndre Swift. Yes.
Well, hold on. There's a part you're missing here. The reason they didn't use Swift on Sunday, this is Philadelphia media stuff. This is why I know it. This isn't like I'm sharper than you. This is a big Philadelphia media thing. The big thing is that they held Swift like limited because they knew they had the short week. So then they didn't tell us before Sunday, but they said it on the Monday press conference. Like the big reason was they were going to use Swift as like the featured back on Thursday. They're telling you they're using him as the featured back. Like,
yeah, and I was very.
But even over Penny, like they're using him as the featured fucking guy.
It killed me last week because my fantasy team just underperformed like fucking crazy. Isaiah Likely couldn't get shit. DeAndre Swift, nothing.
Everybody fell for the likely.
Josh Jacobs, 3 times at the goal line. Nothing. Oh, and Timothy Troiano beat me by 6 points.
You lost to Tim. Well, in all fairness, Tim just got paid, but he had to like wait for his money from DraftKings. Like, so maybe Tim I think Tim just got the karma, the good karma there.
Yeah, the karma better come back to me this week. I better smash these hoes by
So
20.
Jared, you never bet Boston Scott touchdown unless it's against the Giants. Then it's
Exactly.
like, yeah, then it should be like it should be even money.
No, against the Giants, it's minus 300 to go plus.
Parlay him with Ziluber.
Yeah, I think we can move on to the next one. Let's see who we got. All right.
And you and I have it. Go ahead. I'll set this one up for you. Green Bay minus 1.5. They were the dog. They flipped, which is weird. Keep in mind, guys, these lines have been out. The first 2-week lines have been out for a while. I mean, you'll see that when we get to the Jets Green Bay game or the Jets Dallas game. These lines have been out for a little bit. The totals dropped a 1.5. You can get Green Bay. I don't know. I don't like either. I didn't want to bring this up. I don't like these plus odds at all. Wiz, you and I know we're both kind of attacking this from a prop perspective, but you may have more than that.
And the more than that is the Packers money line. Right now, the line moved to -1. So money line is -120. I think that's fine. Going up against Desmond Ridder, who looked absolutely fucking horrible on Sunday. I'm sorry, but I just don't see a world where Green Bay, A, doesn't steamroll them, and B, doesn't get a pick. So I like both of those bets. Desmond Ridder to throw an interception, Green Bay money line. And then Lou, I'm gonna leave the prop that we talked about earlier up for your breakdown. But another key piece of information we have here is that Watson is injured, something with his hamstring, and he did not practice today. I don't think he's gonna suit up from what it's looking like right now, but I'm gonna wait until game day to bet this. But Romeo Doubs looks to be the primary receiving target for Julian Love, and I'm gonna have to go ahead and take Doubs yards or Doubs touchdown or both, just depending on the status of Watson, because it just looks like they have a good connection, and the Falcons' corner core is just not that good. So I'll go ahead and I'll ride with Green Bay here as a pretty high confidence pick on the money line.
Yeah, I can't have the confidence you do because it's in Atlanta. It's a dome game. And Jordan Love's been all right on the road, but like.
Oh yeah, Jordan Love. I said Julian. My bad.
But like, I mean, he's the better quarterback in this game. Green Bay has them covered everywhere except the running game because Atlanta literally is running like I think they're Navy. They just like they're running the triple option at this point. Yeah, you and I talked about it. Like, I don't even think this is like a super sharp play. I just think it's a must play. Is AJ Dillon, his rushing yard total, his touchdown prop, Aaron Jones trending toward being out. Even if he is, he's not going to get like I like how many carries does Aaron Jones get this game, even if he's active? 8 to 10 in a game that I think is like kind of a grind them out running game. That's going to be close. Like, there's never a spot where Green Bay is going to be down 17 where they can't. Like, Green Bay never has to abandon the run this whole game. So if Dillon's touchdown prop is anywhere near like -110 or like or better, I think it's a must play. Dillon's rushing total is probably going to be like I'm guessing, even with him being the primary back, I don't think we're getting better than like 49.5, 54.5. It's not going to be like more than that. And he's going to get 15 carries this game. He's already proven the most important thing about AJ Dillon. If you look back in his stats last year, he's proven he can handle the workload. This dude's a fucking bowling ball. He's a tank. He gives no fucks, dude. He just runs fuckers over. And these are in January games in Green Bay where it's 1 degree, where he's getting slammed on like ice cold turf. He gets up, he's like, let's go, hose. Like, he's a tough dude. Like, he can handle 15, 20 carries, no problem. And his rushing total is going to be, look, let's say he gets 20 carries. If his rushing total is 60, you need 3 yards from a wrecking ball, I'm good. The TD prop's a must for him. To your point, the Romeo Doubs TD prop, I don't know about the yards, dude. I just don't know with him. But if the TD prop's priced like over plus 200, that's a must play too.
Yeah.
Alan Lazard's not back.
Nope. He won't be back. And
Is
here's the
John
thing.
Kuhn still there? I just don't want anybody snaking my touchdowns from Dylan.
Here's the thing. It's like with Dylan, I still think that he is the better overall runner between him and Aaron Jones when in terms of running back, not receiving side. So sure, you get the receiving side threat with Aaron Jones, but AJ Dillon is a much more capable and much more powerful runner out of the two. So I prefer him already. And now that he's going to get the lion's share if Jones is out, yeah, I just don't see how the yards doesn't hit and then the touchdown. Because he can break away from midfield, and he's proven time and time again to go for 30, 40 yards once he gets that hole. But I love it.
All right. Next.
On to the next one. We have the Vegas Raiders going up against the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo opened at 9.5. They're at -9 right now. The over-under is set at 47, opened at 48. And the first half is favoring the Bills by 4.5 points. Over-under set at 23.5 at plus money. Lou, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, I intentionally moved the cursor to like where it is right now. I do have a bet on this. Look, man, I know the Raiders are coming off a nice win. I know Buffalo's coming off like just a fucking disgraceful. Like I got it. Buffalo has like Josh Allen historically against the Jets defense has been just absolutely horrible. Like we talked about on the show. Like I had no like lean on that. I said the Jets would win by like rigged game. I did not. That's not how I thought the rigged game would go. But I guess the result we got there. But like this has got to be a response from the Bills. Look, the Raiders are coming off a nice win in a game where I said last week there's no reason they should be 4-point dogs. Denver is so bad. And I got to travel to the East Coast, 1:00 game. Jimmy G, pretty boy, in the cold. Billy Q's probably going to be in the stands. Pepe Sylvia might be in the stands. All the G's will be there. And Josh Allen has to come out and you look, this was a bet you made all last year, dude, hitting their team total. I just think I didn't want to fuck around with the team total. I don't think the Raiders score in the first half. I think the Bills just send a fucking message, dude, that like last week's forgotten, put on a show. It probably doesn't matter what you bet. It's probably 17-0 at the half, 24-0. Like I think the Bills just go fucking postal ham on this team and shake off last week. That's it.
Yeah, just reading off my notes here. Bills by 1 million. Diggs is gonna own these motherfuckers. James,
I think they all, dude. Kincaid touchdown. Like Kincaid. Kincaid probably gets touchdown here. Gabe Davis touchdown. Diggs just how many? Can we just parlay all their like skill dudes?
I will.
Cook touchdown. Damian Harris gets in. All of them, dude.
Yeah, no, and there's another big piece of info. There's no security blanket for Garoppolo because it seems like he was throwing to Jacoby Myers all fucking night. But yeah, Jacoby Myers is injured, questionable for Sunday.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it matters now. This is literally
it won't matter.
The Raiders could have like prime Jerry Rice, and I wouldn't even care. The Bills.
Yeah, I just think here's the thing.
Anger spot. This is smash anger spot, dude.
This is the revenge spot. The one and only revenge spot after a freaking horrendous first game of the week. Diggs touchdown is an automatic for me on Sunday. No matter who's in, who's out, who's covering him, 3, 4, 5 people, he's getting a touchdown. James Cook really impressed me on the rushing side because he carried I think it was 14 carries for the game, primary back, and he was finding the holes, finding the spots, and he got his yards. So I like his rushing total, especially against the Raiders. Bills' first half team total is obviously going to be on there as long as it's a reasonable number, 13.5, 14.5 even, I'll probably take it. And I do think the Bills are a really good teaser piece here. So that's definitely going in the teaser. This is one of the games where I think that there's a lot of money to be made on the Bills side. So yeah, all of the props for the Bills, everything on the Bills side, nothing on the Raiders side for me.
I could add this to I could have a 3-team teaser.
Yeah.
Well, I already have a teaser.
Even if it's a 2-team and you're
Well,
buying.
no, I have a 2-team. Now I can do a 3-team.
There you go. I mean, for me, I think I'm just gonna stick to a 2-team, and you'll hear about the next leg for me. But yeah, Bills -3 should roll. If you want to buy the extra half, so it doesn't fuck you if they win by 3, sure, get it at 2.5.
All right, Wiz, let me set you up.
Do it.
It's crazy that my notes are out of order when I made the fucking. It's weird.
Shit happens and we move on.
No, I made the sheet. I made because I wanted to get the presentation thing done, and then I did my notes in like the order of my book. But we got Baltimore at Cincinnati, divisional matchup. Baltimore coming off a win against Houston, who was just ridiculously hapless. And speaking of hapless, the Bengals, as predicted by me and not Wiz, we're going to look like shit. And the under cashed very easily in the first half. Yeah, let's hold on that comment for a second. So strangely enough, since he's not 3 here, 3.5, that's where it opened. The total has gone up a point, down a point to 46. And the first half line is very relative to the money, the current spread. Wiz, I have a position here, but I'm curious to see what you have come up with for this game.
I'm going to make this one quick. I think this is a very sketchy game. I think the Ravens losing RB1 and Dobbins is going to hurt them big time, because who's going to be the backup here? Is it going to be Gus Edwards or is it going to be Justice Hill? Both guys are not really the most competent rushing targets here. So I don't like the Ravens side for that sheer point. They can't disguise plays all that often. And the Bengals look god-awful, sure. I do think they bounce back in this game, but I do find that the Ravens' defensive scheme is very similar to the Browns' defensive scheme. Loading up the box, they have those fast edge rushers, and they have pretty decent, or I should say solid corners. So I just think this is a very sketchy game, and I'm staying away at all costs. So Lou, take over here.
Yeah, so I am gonna buck some trends here. And the big trend that I'm gonna buck is the total. I'm gonna play the over 46.5 here. I think it's, if you look historically at these teams, especially last year, both games were like 38 and 39 respectively. But there's a lot I like about the over here. And so it's a revenge spot for the Bengals from last year, in a sense. I don't know if it's a huge revenge spot. It's hard, but it's like months and months in a divisional game. But, we're talking about like the Bills making a statement. I think Burrow comes out now. And at least, look, he's not going to be as bad as he was last week, because it's not possible to be as bad as he was last week. I'm not going to play the spread, but I'm going to tell you right now, if you're going to play the spread, it's Cincinnati or nothing. This 3.5 is designed to make you bet Baltimore, to make you lean in the last week. It's a weird number. I'm just telling you from my veteran experience gambling, it is a weird number for a divisional game when one team looked like crap and one team won on the road. It is a weird fucking number. It is a number that they're begging you to bet on Baltimore. So I would lean Cincinnati in terms of like me getting how Vegas works. But I love the over. I think this is the week. Like Burrow, Burrow all week. Now he's healthier. He's going to be like, fuck this. I wasn't super impressed with Baltimore's defense last week. They gave him a ton of yards, and Stroud just made mistakes. And on the flip side, no J.K. Dobbins. Zay Jones looked pretty fucking good last week. And now it's Odell Beckham's fucking turn to look good. Gus Edwards is fine. Mark Andrews is healthy. I think full complement of weapons. I like what we're going to see here. I think it's going to be a crazy game. Maybe we get, who's that fucking dude in the Bengals that ran back the 99-yard fumble? Sam, whatever. The Cincinnati kid, rumbling, bumbling. I mean, like, these games are fun. I just think that Cincinnati is going to, I don't know how Cincinnati scores less than 27, 28 in this game. And I think Lamar Jackson is good. And I think Odell it comes into play here. So I like this over a lot. Like a lot. And I think Cincinnati is the side. It's crazy because I know that the fucking side, I know I won't bet them. I know something's going to hold me back from betting them. But this is literally the fucking side.
Mm-hmm.
The way just the way I know how Vegas sets this shit. Like Cincinnati is like, you know what? Fuck it. No. Cincy's the side, I'm betting it. Cincy's the fucking side. I'm going to say 28-21. Cincy's the side here.
Yeah, I mean, revenge game setting up from the playoffs last year. That was a horrible game to watch, but we had Huntley in and not Lamar Jackson.
Should I do it? Should I bet it? Well, what's this fucking one of our stalker in chat? Should I bet it? Evan, should I bet it? If I bet it though,
2,
if I bet it,
3.
T
motherfucking Higgins.
Do I bet it? Do I bet it? Ugh. Well, nobody had any touchdown last week, so maybe they all got a fucking touchdown this week. Maybe Joe Burrow is like Oprah. You get a touchdown, and you get a touchdown, and you. So maybe T motherfucking Higgins gets a touchdown, dude. He was complaining about his contract this week, so I don't know. Maybe they pacify him.
Not the most surprising thing if he gets one. It's not like
How is it a revenge game? Evan, come on, dude. First of all, they won the game. What's revenge that he was injured? He wasn't injured.
More revenge.
But he wasn't injured by the Bengals. He wasn't injured. They didn't injure him. What the fuck angle is this? Evan, this is why you haven't been on the show. Evan, this is why you got like Evan, this is why you get like once in a blue moon status and not like analyst status.
Also, since when was Odell going to be playing last Sunday? When I saw him in, I'm like, what the fuck is he doing on the field? Wasn't he ruled out because of his ankle? And then he pops up on the field. I'm like, okay. I'm glad we avoided him though.
He kicked a net,
he
banged a hoe, and he was ready to go. Dude.
He didn't do shite. But yeah, let's move on to this next one then.
No, I should. It's my job. Sorry.
We have the Seahawks at the Lions. Seahawks are opening up as the dogs. Detroit favored by 5.5. Opened at -3, so it took some steam. Over under set at 47 when it opened at 51.5. First half lines, Detroit favored by 3.5 points. Over under set at 23.5 for the first half. Lou, getcha.
Short and sweet here.
Like that one, huh? Lou, getcha.
Short and sweet. I don't know what this movement is to drive the total down. And the last time these guys play, it was like 90-88.
Something like that.
I get the movement toward Detroit because Seattle looks to bet against the Rams. But I don't get this total movement. I don't get that. Like, look, this is Aiden Hutchinson now is like starting to become a force. He's the new Bosa, dude. He is literally the new Bosa. And he's and it's legit. He's that good.
Yeah.
So I'm making it not a contrarian play, but by the way, I have bet this already. Detroit's team total 26.5. Like, dude, it was plus 101 yesterday. So I threw $100 on it. Now it's minus 103. So I'm like, did I move that? Am I at Gombus? Did I do this?
Gombus, is that you?
But I'm probably going to add to this position as like one of my strongest bets. Like, dude, this is Detroit's home opener. They're in the Dome. And honestly, Seattle, as bad as they were last week, they're way better than they played. Like, I like Metcalf props here. Dude, Metcalf, like, I honestly feel this is the game where, like, all the dudes, like, pick your prop and you probably hit it. Like, if you want to go Lockett, he's getting, like, 80 yards. You want to go Metcalf's going, like, Amon-Ra St. Brown's going for 100. Like, everybody, like, fucking Gibbs sucked last week for all of us. This is Gibbs getting, like, 100. Like, this is all of them getting the props. Just, you could literally round robin, like, every over for, like, the star players, and I think you're getting, like, 6 out of 8, dude. This is that game where, like, now why is this total going down? Did people watch the Kansas City game with Detroit and think, oh, their defense is so much better now? He's throwing to Kadarius Toney, bro. Like, was Detroit's defense good, or did Kansas City's receivers suck? Like,
Yeah,
what?
they
And
were
by the way,
absolutely fucking
and,
horrible.
and I'll say this, because of the game script, Detroit only scored 21. If Detroit was in a competitive game where they needed to like not like Detroit was like trying to kill off the game in the fourth. They're like, we're not threatened by you. I think Detroit could have
They
put
should
up
have had
30.
two more touchdowns.
I
If it
think
wasn't
Detroit
for
could have put up
fucking clock.
35, dude. So why can't Detroit cover this over like almost on the dude? Seattle defense isn't good. And look, Geno Smith, for whatever, I've crucified him in the past, but like last week was weird.
He looked
But he's
lost.
been good. But he's been good. 40 cents. This is a criminal number. I don't know what sharp in Vegas knows something that drove this number down. Because 4.5, again, this is an advanced line. This is from a week ago. So it's not like it came out Monday and it got driven down. But dude, I would have hit this at 51.5. So like, I'm like, all right, like you give me.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think the Lions spread here rolls. I think Amon-Ra is gonna stomp on the Seahawks.
By the way, hold on. I'm just doing this. No, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Just give me 1 minute, but I'm just setting.
I got you. Yeah, I think Amon-Ra is gonna stomp all over the Seahawks here. I don't think they have anyone that's gonna cover him, even two players that are gonna be able to cover him at the same time, because this guy is just gonna ice through them. So I'm taking the Amon-Ra St. Brown over on the yards. I'll probably take his touchdown prop as well, but that's probably all I'm going to be betting on this game. And I'm very confident about the yards. It's just the way the Seahawks defense looked against the Rams, of all people, who are down their primary receiver and Cooper Kupp last week. I just can't justify taking the Seahawks plus money or on the spread line. And I can't trust their defense in terms of covering these receivers because, believe it or not, the Lions are a decent team coming into this year, and they have multiple options and multiple weapons that they can throw to. So if you cover Amon-Ra St. Brown, if you can, then cool. They have all these other fucking receivers that they can throw to who are also just as explosive. So it's going to be hard to target one of the guys and lock them down. So yeah, for me, I think Amon-Ra eats in this game over and over again. Probably gets his over on the receptions as well. I think this is an Amon-Ra legacy game.
This is my legacy.
The legacy.
All right, Wiz. Let me say, yep.
Oh yeah, and likely without the two starting tackles here for Seahawks.
All right, Wiz. Let's say it for this one, and this is one that maybe I'm need your help or the people's help with. This game's kind of fucking with my head. Chargers at Titans. It's still 3. I see some 3.5s. Totals come down a little bit. I'm not really surprised there, but I think that's on the Tennessee side. First half is, I don't know what to make of this line. You got anything on this one, or what's your feeling here?
I think this is another one of those sketchy games. I mean, obviously the Chargers looked really good offensively last week, but defensively looked horrible as usual. Same old Chargers. The Titans are limited if Henry is stopped by the Chargers and he can't get his run game going, but historically the Chargers are not a good rushing defense. And I just think Henry's going to be able to get his yards here. But in terms of who I think is going to win this game, I have no fucking clue because this is such a weird game. The Titans, low scoring game last week. Yeah, they lost by a point, but I just can't take either side here with confidence given the defensive struggles and woes from the Chargers side and the offensive struggles from the Titans side. So for me, if you want to bet anything on this game, it's going to be Derrick Henry yards. He's probably going to go over 100 here. Yards and touchdown.
Look at this. Look at this fucking asshole, Patty Mac in the chat. Look at this fucking asshole. Look at this guy.
Welcome, sir.
Enjoy
Long time no speak.
So the most important thing before I start on the analysis is that Austin Eckler did not practice today. They brought in what bum did they just bring in to practice? I forget. Spiller's going to be probably like the I don't know who the fuck's going to even be in there. Joshua Kelly. I forget who they just brought in, but if Eckler's not in this game, I think the Chargers are in a lot of trouble here. Like, I think this line's kind of weirdly disrespectful. I see all the casuals in chat saying that like the Chargers should dominate. Jarrett Patterson, that's who it is. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you. Anthony Hard, dude, coming up. Like, He's like, if you and I are like 1-2, he's like 2A here, man. Thank you, Jarrett Patterson. I feel like this is a disrespectful line. Like, I don't think Tennessee should be a +3 home dog. Like, yeah, that game was like not great against the Saints, but like they hung tough. And like I called it last week. My big dude, all week I told you, Carr passing yards playable to like. And what did he do?
It got close for a second, but
dude, he hit it
because
like
he didn't get the ball all of the second half. I mean, all of the second quarter, and he covered right before that last pass to Shaheed, and then he threw a 50-yard bomb, which
so I look at this game and it's like the Chargers' run defense is like bottom half of the league. Derrick Henry is just going to be the ageless fucking wonder. Like the dude's, he's not regressing. I said it last week. I'm like, we're waiting for him to regress. He's not fucking regressing, dude. He's just a fucking tank. And I like Tanny. Like he's fine. Hopkins didn't do much last week, but the Chargers secondary is kind of mid-tier. I just think I just feel like this is like a 17-14 game either way. Give me the points with Tennessee. I'm not playing a prop. Like, I don't want to touch any props here, but I don't know how you trust the Chargers because let's put it this way. The Chargers are a 3-point favorite and the coaching battle is like not even close. I'll take Vrabel all day over Staley. Like Staley's
yeah.
I will say this every week on the show. Staley is the worst fucking coach. Like that's current. Not ever. Like there's been a lot of worse coaches. Staley's a terrible coach. I know the eye test says the Chargers, but dude, this is like a Tennessee special, like a grind them out fucking win. So I like Tennessee on the spread. I don't know if the money line's not worth it for me. I think it was like +118, but if it's -3 -105 says there's resistance. I may just buy the half point. I'll buy the hook. I'll take Tennessee +3.5. I like it. He's on his phone. I think I'm gonna guess that he meant Rich Kotite. I'm gonna guess that's what he meant. Rich Kotite.
Probably.
Just I know Pat, so I'm gonna guess he meant Rich Kotite. Rich Kotite was terrible.
Modern day Kotich.
But I mean, like, he's not as bad as Nathaniel Hackett. Like nobody. All right, so Pat knows.
Yeah, Nathaniel Hackett had a legacy game last week, okay? As an offensive coordinator. How dare you? He led that Jets team with Zach Wilson.
Yes. He led them. He led them. He led them to the 3 picks, the fumble recovery, and the punt return. Nathaniel Hackett led them to all those.
Absolutely, he did. The legend of the sport, Nathaniel Hackett.
I did say on the show that was going to be the most rigged fucking game ever, and like it was horrible. But but give me Tennessee if you give me the 3.5. I don't think we're going to get there. I think it's weird. We'll see. But I like Tennessee here.
All right. On to the next. All right, we got the Chicago Bears going up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Bucks are the favorites here, -3, opened at +1, so huge line movement. The total opened at 44.5, has then come down to 41. Tampa Bay is favored by 1.5 at halftime, and the over/under set at 20.5. Lou, you got this one.
Yeah. So I wish we could play clips from last week where I said, I'm really scared of DJ Moore. 2 receptions, 25 yards last week. I'm really terrified of their big acquisition, DJ Moore. You know what else I said on this show? I like Mayfield. You don't. I like Baker Mayfield a lot more than most people. But he played a great game.
He did.
And apparently he's an offensive coordinator that knows everything that fucking Minnesota does. Well, explain to me how Chicago is all of a sudden a good team, a well-coached team, a talented team. They're not. They're one guy. The rest of the team sucks. They're terribly coached. They're fucking awful. Give me Tampa to start 2-0 here. I'll lay the -3. Like, I don't need. I mean, look, if I take a push here, that's fine. But, like, dude, like where are the Bears better other than quarterback? And even quarterback, I don't think they're better. I think Fields is a better athlete. I don't think he's a better quarterback. Like, where is Chicago better here? Tell me where Chicago is better on the field than Tampa Bay.
The only thing I could think of is probably running back. That's it.
Well,
And
who's
to
Tampa
me,
Bay's running? Is Allstott back?
huh?
Is Mike Allstott back?
Who the hell is that?
You know who Mike Allstott is?
Do you know that I've only been
We're not
watching
doing this
football?
show ever. This is the last show we're ever doing. You know who fucking Mike Allstott is?
Listen, Lou, I've only been watching football for 3.5 years, and I think I don't know who this
Bro,
guy.
all right. Mike Allstott.
I'm gonna throw up that emoji right here. I don't know.
Look, dude. You watch MMA, so you love dudes who beat
Oh,
the
even
fuck
Patty's mad.
So you love dudes that beat the fuck out of their dudes, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Allstott was like a 250-pound white running back. He was a fullback. He was a running back.
I'm gonna look this guy up right now.
Dude, you like Gronk?
Holy shit.
Do you like Gronk?
Absolutely.
Okay, he was Gronk at running back, dude.
Oh
Just
my
bash
God,
fuckers,
this
dude.
guy is massive.
Oh, he was awesome, dude.
What the fuck?
Dude, they're like, dude, they used to give him like 3 carries a game. They're like, and they started giving him like 20 carries. They're like, all right, dude. Because he's like, let's fucking go, huh? You just bash, dude. Great blocker. Dude, Allstott was a fucking animal, man.
Holy shit. I'm just looking at some of his highlights.
Allstott would like wreck bitches. Like run them over. And like never fumbled because he's running like this. Didn't matter, dude. Like just rumbling, dude. Allstott was an animal, man.
Yeah, I mean, here's my notes on this game. Is Baker Mayfield that guy? And against the Bears, I think he can be that guy. He clearly read.
Don't shake this off.
I'm not shaking it off, but I'm just going into what I think about this game. I'm gonna have to look at more Mike Allstott highlights after the show. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, he was awesome, dude.
Yeah, I have the tab saved up. I'm ready. But he mentioned that he clearly knew what the Vikings were doing defensively right at halftime, which sure that could help him. What if he doesn't catch on to whatever the Bears are doing, which the Bears don't have anything high level, obviously. I just think that this game is going to be somewhat close until it isn't. But I do think Fields finally throws more than 2 passes to DJ Moore, who was just absolutely locked up by Yair Alexander last week. So maybe DJ Moore props, but I'm staying away from this game whatsoever. I don't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole. There's no fucking way. I'm retiring from these kind of games. It's kind of like the coin flip odds where you're like, you really see a case for both, like the Pleasure Man and fucking Tyson Pedro.
I didn't.
Yeah, I'm staying off.
You're a fool.
You're all knew. Fool.
No, Monk and I knew. We have videotape evidence. We have evidence that we knew the Pleasure Man was going to die. We have evidence. I called it on the prop show, bitch. All right, Terminator. There, go ahead. Start us off with this one. The game of the 1 p.m. era. We have some question marks. All right, Wiz. We all know I could like outlast you in a fight because I have a cheese grater. I don't have your technique, but I have like old man violence. I have old man savvy. Kansas City, Jacksonville, the game of the week. -3, 51. Really no movement here on the number. This first half total's like a little bit fucking with my head. Kelsey seems like he's gonna play.
Mm-hmm.
I now feel like he had a bone bruise last week from touching Taylor Swift's bony ass. And that's why he got bruised. It's like touching cement. Nobody watches the show yet. It's fine. It's fine.
You know, this game is. I oddly enough think that the Jaguars can compete here for multiple reasons. I think they're going to torch the Chiefs when it comes to the receiving game. I mean, we saw last week against the Lions; they were throwing all over the Chiefs. I'm not undermining the Lions here, but I just think Jacksonville has a better overall receiving core than the Lions, and a better quarterback, more accurate. So I think the Jaguars can keep this close. I'm sad that the line is only at -3. I was expecting maybe a touchdown, but obviously the Chiefs lost last week. They still don't have their receivers. Kelsey's probably going to be back, but that's it. So for me, I think they're going to compete here, given the similarities to the Lions offensively. But the only bet I can think of in this game is going to be Ridley yards and probably Kelsey yards if he plays. What do you think?
This is so fucking
Let's
stupid.
fucking go, Evan. You don't want none.
This number is so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And do you know why this number is stupid? Because this is every casual fucking gambler thinking this is the Evan Zuckers of the world are thinking this. The dumpies. When he's not being racist. I'm kidding. I'm busting ball. I'm busting balls. This is my shot back at him. I'm busting balls. Everybody knows. You know what everybody's saying, Wiz? There's no way Kansas City can go 0-2. That's it. That's the comment. Like, well, why can't they? This is a terrible matchup for the Chiefs, dude. There's a lot to like about Jacksonville. By the way, I'm Jacksonville money line here. I'm not fucking with the total. Jacksonville outright. There's a lot of reasons I like this. Number one, huge revenge spot from the playoffs. And it's not like that. Dude, this is a huge revenge spot for Trevor Lawrence. Huge. Number two, let me ask you a question.
I might have an answer.
Let's say Kelsey's back and he's 100%. Did you see how bad these other receivers were? What's he gonna? Who's he throwing to? Every last week. Oh, Sky Moore. Sky Moore's terrible.
Yeah, everybody was so passionate about Sky Moore.
Sky Moore's terrible. Noah Gray's terrible. Blake Bell's terrible.
Noah Gray's out,
Kadarius Toney is gonna be playing for Antonio Brown's team in the fucking Arena League next week. And then, so what I'm saying is okay, I said last week, well, who's his best receiver? It's Jerick McKinnon. McKinnon he got 2 targets and 1 catch. So he didn't even use McKinnon, who's his best guy. So what's Kansas City's strategy? Run the ball? No. Dude, I think the Jags, I think you are seeing the Super Bowl hangover here. I think you are seeing a team that did not restock the cupboard, and you are seeing the Jacksonville Jaguars that are a team on the rise. That like how much better is Mahomes than Lawrence?
A billion.
You think Mahomes is 1 billion points better than Lawrence?
Yes.
You're crazy.
Raw talent, yeah.
If Trevor Lawrence was on the Chiefs, are they still going 13-3 every year? Like,
I don't think they'd be Super Bowl contenders if he was on the Chiefs, but
you're out of your fucking mind.
They'll be in the playoffs. Hey, that's just my take.
You're a crazy person, is what you are.
I might be a crazy.
You think a talent disparity is that wide between them? I think Mahomes is better, but I don't think he's like.
My issue with Lawrence is that he crumbles under pressure.
Yeah, like the game he was down 28-0 in the playoffs that came back. You're right. He crumbles under pressure.
No. Here's the thing.
Like the guy that won 2 national titles, he crumbles under pressure. Come on, what kind of fucking stupid
You're not thinking of the pressure. I'm talking about defensive pressure. I'm not talking about pressure as in like the type of game. Defensive pressure crushes him, and we saw it last year. Every time the offensive line couldn't support him, the guy didn't know what to do, and you throw the ball away.
Hold on. I got this figured out. Do you think Kansas City is going to cover
in this game?
Yes.
Oh no, I literally was just saying that I think the Jags can win this outright.
Hold on, can you work with me here? Can you say yes? Did you see where I'm going? Do you know where I'm going with this?
I don't see it clearly yet.
Can this be the Gordo Shuey?
No, because I think the Jags are gonna win.
How about this? You and I don't have a side bet, but Gordo is doing a Shuey if it ends at 3.
Okay.
We're making this bet for Gordo.
Yeah.
So Gordo, right here, pal.
Too bad you're already involved in this, Gordo. By hook or by crook, you're not gonna say yes.
In fact, Gordo, you're the only one that has a bet on this. I like the Jags outright. I just, dude, this is a statement game. This is the best revenge spot ever at home. The great revenge spot for the Jags.
Mm-hmm.
Forget about the total. I'm telling you guys right now, this total is tempting. I get it. Don't do it. If anything, I'd want to bet the under. I think the line. I get it. I get
I
why.
like the over, but not betting it.
But like, just all right. Can we just assume that Kelsey coming back, and he's not gonna be 100%, but like, does Kelsey coming back mean the Chiefs score 35 points? No, dude, it doesn't. Like, it
But
doesn't.
the thing he does is he opens up the lanes.
Yeah, but dude, all I saw last week was people dropping wide open passes. He can't fix that. Is him coming back going to make Kadarius Toney like not fucking the worst guy ever? No. Is he going to make Sky Moore?
You remember what they called this kid out of college? The human joystick? Where the fuck has he been? I hate Kadarius Toney until the day he. I'm not gonna say it.
I love that the Chiefs.
Until he's banished.
I love that, like, he wasn't good enough to stay on the Giants, who were like a 4-win team. Like, we were like a 4-win team, and we're like, dude, you're literally not good enough to be on this 4-win team. They went to the Chiefs, and he had like one good play in the Super Bowl, and they're probably looking at him like, yeah, I don't think you're good enough to be on this team. So, all right, Wiz, this is an interesting game. I don't have a bet on this, but I'm gonna set you up. All right, well, I'll just give a lean.
Let's do this.
Give a lean.
Let's just talk about what we think about the game, because obviously, I don't lean anywhere.
I have a lean.
I go
if you have a lean.
No, the only thing I'm thinking about in this game is Pittman yards, because the Texans defensively horrible. We saw in week 1, Anthony Richardson can throw, and his favorite target looked to be Michael Pittman, and Pittman went off. So I think his yards are fine, but that's it. That's the only thing I have a passionate take about, and I'm probably going to bet.
Yeah, I lean Houston, to be honest here. I think this movement is an overreaction, and I like Houston's defense better than I like anything else, and I think that, I don't know. I don't like the movement. Give me the home team as a slight dog. I'm not betting it. That's just how
you can't bet this game.
So we are done with the 1 o'clock games. We do have a couple of 4:05s.
Oh, this is the one.
All right, so wow, that's good, because I don't have any really strong takes here. So San Francisco at LA, San Francisco up to -8 from 6.5, which is kind of surprising to me as a divisional game that it moves above the 6.5. There'd be resistance. What's more surprising to me is that the total moved 2.5 in a game that you wouldn't think it would. First half, San Fran 4.5 seems about right. 22.5 seems kind of high. All right, Wiz, you're laughing, so I'm gonna go pee while you tell us why you're laughing.
This is the game. This is the one. The 49ers via consensual sexy time. This is the one. I think the Niners are going to absolutely steamroll the Rams this week. They're the second leg to the teaser that I mentioned earlier. I think the first half team total over for the Niners, huge. And then CMC yards is also in play here. Kyle Shanahan loves playing against the Rams, and he loves beating on the Rams. He does it every freaking year. Twice he gets to do it. And the Rams from last year, they've degraded. Their offense, their defense. Cooper Kupp is still out. I just think everybody on the Niners here is going to be open. Much better receiving core than the Rams, a much better quarterback than the Rams at the current moment. I'm not talking about historically, talking about this season. I think the Niners quarterback is better than Matthew Stafford. Brock Purdy is better than Matthew Stafford this year. And I don't see a world where the Rams can even cover the original spread here. I think the Niners are going to be too much for them defensively. I don't know why, but I feel like Matthew Stafford's probably going to leave this game with some sort of injury from the amount of sacks he's going to get taken. So for me, I lean very strongly to the 49ers side. I like all of the receiving props, especially for Brandon Ayuk. He probably goes off for another 100 yards here and a touchdown like he did in week 1. But yeah, for me, this is all 49ers via consensual sexy time. Lou.
That's my least favorite kind of sex. Yeah, they're a teaser piece. That's it. They're part of the 3-team teaser that I have. I don't really want anything else to do with that game. Just divisional games for me. I don't like anything over a touchdown historically for me. I test, yes, but if I can get them at like, I'm gonna get them at like in a 10-point teaser. I'm getting them at like +1. I love it.
Well, let me tee you off for this one. We have the New York Giants, the G-men. I have to say it in like a sorry voice this week. The G-men going up against the Cardinals at home. The Giants are fucking 6-point favorites. Opened up at 5.5. The over/under set at 39.5. And the first half line is Giants -2.5 with the over/under set at 19.5. Lou.
Yeah, I laid the 2.5 first half here. Much like I think the Giants have to make a statement. Look, dude, was that awful? Yes. Was my girlfriend and I watching the challenge by the end of the third quarter and catching up on like what was going on there? Yes. But let's talk. First of all, Arizona stinks. So that's my analysis for Arizona. They're terrible. Let's not forget the Giants were driving the ball. They were 3rd and 2 on the 7, and they got punched in the face and never recovered. My point is this. The Giants just got like it was one of those games where like there were like 2 plays in a row that happened and like the game was over. Is Dallas's defense really good? Yes.
Yeah.
But the Giants were we're driving, we're moving the ball, we're doing good things. Arizona is tanking. So do I think the Giants come out? Look, the Giants were a playoff team last year. Whatever you think of the Giants, even if you were a fraud playoff team last year, the Giants were solid. They're well coached. They got Waller. Waller looked fine for as long as like he could play. I mean, like, dude,
now he's injured.
Huh?
Now he might be out this game.
But I don't think it matters, dude. I don't know what Arizona's in tank mode, dude. Like they're in total tank mode. I think there's a response here. That's why I like the first half. Just I'll lay the -124 with the Giants. No props, no nothing. Like I think Barkley comes with a little bit of anger here, but I like the Giants just like righting the ship, dude. Look, I don't know what the Giants' ceiling is this season. They're probably a 500 team. They got a little bit lucky last year in a couple of close games. They made some good plays, but this is a game they should smash this fucking team. The fact that the line is moving toward the Giants coming off a 40-0 loss tells you everything you need to know about how bad Arizona is. So
yeah,
I think the Giants at least have a response here, and they just kind of steamroll.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the Giants steamroll them. If the first half team total line for the Giants is at like 10.5 or 9.5, preferably, I would take it to the over. And the 2.5 at halftime is also a good bet. Am I going to bet this game? Probably not. Just because if it loses, I'll be double disappointed. But we'll see. I might change my mind. But that's all I have for this one. I just passed on it completely.
All right. Well, let me set you up for this one. And like now, obviously, you guys are going to look at like what the line opened at. Now, this has been out. This line opened when Rodgers was healthy.
Mm-hmm.
So this line movement is, not normal for the NFL. Dallas -9, total of 39.5. You guys see where it opened. I mean, it's massive movement. Dallas 4.5. I don't know what your thoughts are here, other than a teaser piece. I have a really sketchy way I'm going to bet this, but I want to hear what you think.
Yeah, for me, this is just a teaser piece. I don't like any of the props specifically because, yeah, the Jets are still a good defensive team, and I don't think anyone should be laying the 9 with Dallas here, even though, yeah, Rodgers is out and the offense is going to be horrible, and Zach Wilson's probably going to have an interception here. That is probably the only prop I will play for this game, Zach Wilson interception. But, yeah, it's just another one of these games where you really just don't know what to do with it now. So I'm passing on everything else besides that, just the Zach Wilson interception for me. I mean, if the Cowboys team total in the first half is 13.5, I might be tempted, but again, the Jets are still a really good defensive team, so I'm likely to stay away from everything except for the interception prop.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out. I can't do shit. It's funny you bring that up. So I'm going to play a little sketchy prop here, Wiz.
Okay.
I'm going to go Dallas team total under 12.5 at plus 100 or plus 103. And I'll tell you why I'm going to play this. I don't know that oh man, this
is great.
I don't know if I'm going to get there. I wrote it down because I think it's interesting. So I'm thinking in my head how this game could play out. Okay. Now, what are the Jets going to do on offense here? It's going to be
interception, punt,
no,
fumble.
No, you see the flaw in your thinking is all these interceptions. I think they're going to call this is going to be like 1963 offense, dude. This is going to be like the most conservative.
Something just came to my head, but yeah, go for it.
This is going to be like Breece Hall for 3, Dalvin Cook for 1.
Yes, there you go. We're thinking of the same thing here.
But I think the Jets are going to kind of just try to kill the fucking clock. And I tweeted last week, it would not be a bad idea for the Bills to punt on first down. And I think the Jets are just going to kind of be they're going to have to rely on their defense here. I kind of think the Jets are going to call legit the most conservative. Yeah, I'd be surprised if any pass was more than 5 yards in the first half. It's going to be just quick slants, tight end shit. Garrett Wilson will do nothing. They're just going to do tight end shit and then try to pin Dallas. So the Jets first half under, by the way, is 6.5. And I can't do it because if they get I can't do it on the threat of a defensive touchdown. That's the reason that,
yeah.
If I could bet their offense won't hit that, I would do it, but I can't. So I kind of think the Jets are going to play all these drives at dude, if the Jets get a first down in a drive, that's a 5-minute drive. That's that's what they're going to fucking do, dude. So do I think Dallas can score 13 here? Well, they'd probably need a defensive touchdown, and I'm not ruling that out. But I wasn't super impressed with Dallas's offense against the Giants. No. I know that sounds strange in a 40-0 game, but dude, Dallas was getting the ball on the 20 of the Giants and getting field goals. Everything they did was their defense set it up. I don't think Dallas's offense looked awesome. And now they're playing the Jets defense, which they know, dude. But how much cocaine is everybody doing in that camp right now? The answer is all of the cocaine. They're this is what we need to do now. This is going to be a defensive team for at least a week or two. They got to hold off till they get a competent quarterback. And I'd lean the Jets. Dude, I'd kind of lean Jets plus 9.5. I don't think Dallas is good enough to cover this number. I don't, dude.
No, you're not crazy for thinking that way, because for me, if the Jets had a somewhat
number's crazy, dude.
Yeah, if the Jets had a competent quarterback, then I would be smashing the plus 9.5. If they had a competent quarterback.
But this is the dude that beat the Bills a couple of times. Dude, he's done good things. But
who was the legend last year? Mike
White.
Mike White. Maybe they should put in Mike White.
I think the Jets defense is too good that they should never be this big of a dog. Honest to God.
we saw it last year.
Huh?
We saw it last year. When
I think the Jets defense can score 7 on their own. It's a crazy number. All that being said, the teaser in terms of Dallas minus, plus 1 with the 10-pointer. Yeah, I don't see Dallas losing. But I don't know, man. This is a disrespectful number, even to Zach Wilson, because defense is so good, dude. But let's move on with this one.
Yeah. Another game where it's
Can we move on?
Yeah, let's move on. It's a pass for me. Just Tyreek smash.
I refuse to talk about.
Oh wait, no, Tyreek's right here. Hello,
no, I moved on. By the way, Washington, because Denver doesn't deserve the points. All right, Wiz, Miami and New England. This line's only. This is an interesting thing. So the line's only moved half a point. There are a lot of public tickets on it, but not as much of the money. And this is your public tickets, but not the handle game.
Mm-hmm.
The totals moved a point, which makes sense to me. If the money's coming in Miami, the total would move. That they're correlated. These first half lines are interesting, but let me start on this one.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm going to bet this game because it's the primetime game, and I'm retarded. All the optics say Miami smash. And I've been doing this for too long where I know that this line is fucking shady as shit. And I'm going to tell you a bet that I'm going to look for if my book will allow it. I want to know. I could same game parlay this actually. I want Miami money line and New England to cover the spread. I want to know if I can bet Miami by 1 or 2. Because I feel like this is how this fucking game goes, dude. I think New England's defense played really well last week. I think they hung tough against the Eagles, who made some questionable decisions. But I thought New England was galvanized. They played really well. Look, Miami, look fucking awesome. And Miami's had New England's number of the last couple of years. I got it. There's something biting at me right now that says this line is this is the game the public fucking gets killed on. And I kind of think, I swear to God, I think Miami wins by 1 point, dude.
Miami to win by 1 to 6 points is the lowest I could see. It's plus 300.
I may do that, dude. I honest to God, I wish I could just bet Miami wins by 1 or 2. I feel like this is the New England loses and covers, and it's just one of those crazy fucking weird results.
Mm-hmm.
If I can, you know what? I wonder if I'm gonna leave it to you to analyze this game. I'm gonna look up on my book if this is possible in a same game parlay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, not too many thoughts about this game. I do like how the Patriots looked defensively last week, even though
they're plus 3 now, by the way.
Okay, even better. I think Tyreek Hill gets whatever he wants in this game, but I do think the Patriots can get whatever they want to.
They won't let me. They won't let me do it. They won't let me same game.
No, yeah,
it's all right.
But yeah, the props that I like on this game is just going to be Tyreek Hill receiving, obviously square play. But for me, I really like this over 45.5. I just don't see a world where the Dolphins don't score 27, 28 points, and then the Patriots can't score 21. I think the Patriots offense looked pretty decent last week against the Eagles, who are a much better defense than the Dolphins. So give me the over in this game. Not the most confident pick on the slate for me, but I'm probably going to have 1.5 units on it to a unit. But yeah, everything else I don't like.
All right. Well, let's get to we got 2 Monday night games.
Time games, yeah.
They're both weird and terrible, but there's 2 of them. But there's 2 of them. So Wiz, go ahead. You start with this one. I'll set you up for the final.
Yes, sir. So we have the Saints at the Panthers. Saints are 3-point favorites, opened at 2.5. The over-under is set at 40 when it opened at 41.5. New Orleans are favored by 1.5 at halftime, with the over shaded to over 20.5 at plus 100.
Yeah, so I'm gonna wait for a prop here. I have a prop in mind because I don't really like a side here.
We're thinking about the same one.
I doubt it. I sincerely doubt it. Name your prop. Name your guy for the prop. We'll say.
Is it Rashid Shaheed yards?
No.
Okay, cool.
Different prop. Whatever Derek, because I'm gonna get plus money here, and I know I am. Whatever Derek Carr's over 1.5 touchdowns is, I'm doing it because I learned something about the Saints last week. They have no running game until Kamara comes back, and I mean none. They have none. The Saints would be better off throwing fucking Taysom Hill as a running back because Latavius Murray fucking sucks, dude. Sucks. And I know Tennessee's run defense is good, but my God, he was bad. It was run up the middle. He couldn't juke, couldn't do shit. So this team has to throw the ball 40 times. And I think even in a game they're winning, they have to throw the ball 40, 50 times because they're just going to run for 1 yard a carry. They'll be like, no, fuck that. I think New Orleans secondary is pretty good. I think it's still Bryce Young. I think New Orleans is going to get some favorable field position at some points in this game. It's going to be, I'm telling you right now, Carr over 1.5 TDs is going to be plus 120 at minimum. I'm going to check DraftKings. I'm checking my book. I don't think these odds are going to be out till tomorrow, but I'm looking. Because if this is out, like, I am, like, fucking here for it. Past TDs. Oh, maybe it is out. It's not out for that game. Why is it not? Literally, it's the only game that DraftKings doesn't have. Of course it is. Okay.
Same thing with Bet Online. They don't have it yet.
Well, I like it. Your picks.
So for me, no spread picks. I do think New Orleans wins this game, but it's a very weird game. But yeah, along similar lines with your over 1.5 touchdowns, I'm probably going to go back to the well with the Carr yards here for that same reason. The running game is just absolutely horrible. Now, I do think that they feature Kendre Miller from TCU a little bit more this game, now that they've realized that Latavius Murray's absolute garbaggio at this point. And Rashid Shaheed receiving yards, he probably hits it in one catch.
And what is it? Like 20?
I don't have props yet, so I have no clue.
I mean, what do you think? It's going to be low, though. It's
29.5, 28.5.
It's not going to be higher than that.
Yeah, I think that's what it's going to be. So, yeah, I think Rashid Shaheed goes off in one catch. He gets those yards. So, I'd like Carr passing yards in this game. I like Shaheed receiving yards. And that's about it, to be honest. I don't really like this game.
All right, well, let's wrap it up with Pittsburgh and Cleveland. I will set you up because I have a bet on this already.
All righty.
Cleveland -2, a little bit of movement on them. A lot of steam on the under here. I have nothing to say about the halftime. Wiz, how do you feel about this game? Divisional rivalry back to the 1890s. And I was not alive. Contrary to popular belief, I was not alive when they played for the first time.
Yeah, I think this game stays close up until the second half. I think the Browns take over this game late. But yeah, give me the Browns and the money line. And not the most inspiring games in terms of props, just because I do think it's a very low-scoring game. So I don't want to target any props.
All right, good. We disagree, finally. I'm on Pitt, and I'm on Pitt comfortably here. I have a solid couple of units on this game. I think this is an overreaction. I think there's no way on a night game in a divisional rivalry that Pitt should be underdog. So, I mean,
with no Deontay Johnson.
Huh?
With no Deontay Johnson.
It doesn't matter, dude. That Pitt's defense is going to have a response to the fucking shit show from last week in San Francisco. Did Cleveland's offense look really good last week? No, dude.
No.
Cincinnati's going 3 and out. I think this is a big response from Pittsburgh. Again, you give me a divisional home dog in a primetime game against losers from Cleveland. Like, dude, look, I have my no bet list. Pitt's going on the no bet list if they lose this game. But I got to think this is like it's a perfect storm for them to be like, cool, we're disrespected underdog. You don't think they're talking about that? Dude, we're the underdogs at home to Cleveland. Disrespected dogs. Also, it's Pickens season. It's Freiermuth season. Najee Harris did nothing last week. These dudes are all going to be fucking hungry. All I'm saying here is I like in a divisional game where both teams are whatever, give me a team with a better defense, and then it's Pittsburgh by a long margin. It's crazy. I think this line is crazy disrespectful. And the public moved on it. It's nuts. So, and they're on. I'm telling you right now, they're on the no bet list after this.
Yeah, I see it completely.
I will come on and do the Happy Gilmore thing with you next week if they lose. I'd be like, you are smart. I am stupid. You are handsome. Whereas I am not attractive to ladies. I'll do the whole fucking thing next week. I'll give up on Pittsburgh.
This should be our shoey bet.
Fuck no.
Hey, you feel very passionately about Pitt.
I think the line's wrong, dude. I just don't think Pitt's good. I think the line's wrong. I think there's no reason I think Pitt should be -3. It's a divisional game with 2 scrub teams.
-3?
Dude, it's a divisional game with 2 scrubs. Yes, it should be the standard -3. It should be the very standard -3.
For the Steelers?
Absolutely.
Where did all the respect for the Steelers come?
There's 20 years of game. There's 20 years of games like this where both teams stink and the home team's -3.
I just think Steelers stink more. And with no Deontay Johnson.
They got the better quarterback.
Oh, fuck no.
They got the less rapey quarterback.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
All right, Wiz, let's get out of here. Wiz, I still have one more show tonight. I have to go through my third show.
I have one more right after this. I'm going on the Boolin Boys podcast with Ant and
those guys are fun. Even though I had to teach Ant a lesson a couple weeks ago. So
hey,
he learned. He hasn't said a fucking word to me since, so I like those guys. He crucified me on like our boy Fight Talk Only's. I had the over in the Blackshear Batista fight.
Uh-huh.
And I wrote up a paragraph as to why I liked it. And he goes, "Oh, you're not worried because they've had so many finishes combined?" And I said, "No, read the above."
Both guys are fucking terrible.
And you know what he wrote? "Oh, I'd love to be on your level where I'm never worried about a bet." I didn't say that. So my response was, "How about not be a fucking asshole, dude?" And I asked this Tommy, and I'm like, "Am I wrong or is he being a dick?" And he goes, "He's kind of being a dick." So the second the fight went the distance, I'm like, over 2.5 cashes. The wiki capper that tried to crucify me can suck a cock. And he goes, "Oh, I bet you had this ready." And I'm like, "No, dude." I said, "I don't give people like you that have 100 followers the Lou rub. That's why you weren't tagged. You come at the king." And then I told Tommy, because Tommy's like, "I hope you two are all right." I'm like, well, you know how this could have been avoided? Him not being an asshole to me.
There's no room for it. Here's the thing about people that comment about.
Don't come at me, dude. Like
anyone. But it's like people that comment and shit on people's bets. Listen, this is a game where we're not against each other. It's us against the people that are trying to take our money away, which are the bookies. And if you think something is good and you're lining something in your head that you might have seen on tape or that you might believe can happen, who gives a fuck? Is it your money or is it mine?
Well, Wiz, I'm the tracked capper that's closing in on 50 units.
Uh-huh.
And he's the guy that has a Twitter account.
That's true.
So when you come at the king and you lose, suck a dick. Now, I like both of those guys, but maybe I don't like Ant right now. I like Tommy. But if Ant wants to apologize publicly, I'll graciously accept it. And then the issue's over. Because he owes me an apology for coming at me publicly for a pick and then not even taking his medicine when the pick hit. He should have been. All he had to say was, "Nice pick, dude. You were right." That's all he had to say. So if he wants to say, so by the way, when you go on the show, when you talk to them pre-show, well, you don't have to say it on the show. But you're like, just tell him. If you just acknowledge that Lou was right, it's done. Because until then, I won't work with him ever again. And to make it better, I'll work with Tommy. I'll have Tommy on the prop show solo and not Ant. I'll help build their brand. I just won't help Ant.
I got you. Lou, tell the people where they could find you, what show you're going to be on in a little bit. And
1 hour from now, Aaron Waters show, who is not usually a big MMA guy, but he knows his shit. Me and him are going to do what might be the most ridiculously hilarious off the rails prop show ever at 10. I did a show with Aaron, the Jew, and Jewish Better, and Just My 2 Cents, just my Jew sense. Sorry, I'm not like trying to make like light of else crap. But dude, Jewish Better made a bagel on the show. He put his fucking cell phone down on the counter and literally made a bagel like on top of his phone as he was breaking down the fights. He pulled out a bag of locks. I'm making zero of this up, dude. I was losing my fucking mind on the show. I'm like, dude, why is he eating 5 times during the show, dude? It's crazy.
He
And then
smokes a lot, so it's probably the munchies.
I don't know, dude. This is like diabetic level. This is like insulin shit. And then midnight tomorrow night. Midnight tomorrow night with Monk after the Eagles game. We're just gonna do it. I think we're just gonna do it like if the Eagles game, like as soon as the game's over, we'll go live. Like midnight or like if it goes to overtime, we'll wait. That's it.
Perfecto.
I'm done. And I got the sombrero ready to go.
Perfecto. Guys can find me at WizDoes on Twitter and on YouTube. I'm gonna be live with the Bull and Boys podcast in 5 minutes. So be sure to watch them there. And I'm gonna be coming back on Friday at midnight Eastern, unless plans change, for the 1 minute breakdowns. So if you guys want that last minute breakdown for Noche UFC,
I may have to bust in, help you.
yeah, by all means, please do.
Except for the Elise Reed thing. I'll keep that to myself.
Hey, no one's crucifying anyone for bets here. That's one thing we can guarantee. But yeah, until next week, guys, same time, same day. We'll see y'all on Wednesday. Peace. That